You might be wondering, why the hell am I doing this comparison today? Well, there are more than a few reasons here. The very first purpose is to find out whether or not the Galaxy A52 is capable of standing next to the all new iPhone 13. Secondly, there is also a need for finding out whether or not you should be spending all that extra money on the iPhone 13. We will also see how much the iPhone can improve your photography and videography experience. But first, let's make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn on your notifications as well. Alright, those of you interested in the benchmark scores, you have them right on the screen. Of course, the Snapdragon 720G is nothing compared to the A15 bionic chipset. It's like an ant versus an elephant here, but still you got to see these scores. I will conduct the speed test starting off with the stock apps. Okay, the fact to keep in mind here is that for all the apps opening right up on the screen, the iPhone 13 wins. Despite having a 60Hz refresh rate on the screen compared to the 90Hz refresh rate of the Galaxy A52, the iPhone 13 easily loads all the applications faster. The only thing Galaxy A52 does better is the animations. Animations are super fluid and super smooth on the Galaxy A52, and this phone is very responsive. When you click a photo on the Galaxy A52 in the camera application, the shutter takes a while to take action. The shutter lag on both the Galaxy A52 and the A72 is annoying, while the iPhone clicks a photo as soon as your finger makes an interaction with that shutter button. Animations and scrolling, as I said, is super smooth and good on the Galaxy A52. You may also be interested in knowing that the screen technology on the Galaxy A52 is Super AMOLED, and on the iPhone it is an OLED panel. A52 has a peak brightness of 800 nits and the iPhone 13 has a peak brightness of 1200 nits. The hardware on the iPhone 13 is definitely much more powerful. Despite having a bigger RAM, the Galaxy A52 fails the speed test as you are witnessing it right on the screen. To make sense out of this particular test, I also edited some 4K videos and rendered them on both the phones. I rendered the videos in the Premiere Rush application first. Now here the iPhone 13 took merely 10 to 20 seconds to render the video, while the Galaxy A52 took over 1.5 minutes to do the same in the Premiere Rush application. I think this is more logical speed test to include in this kind of videos. iPhone 13 in the Viva video app took about 10 seconds to render the same 4K video clip into a 720p video. On the other hand, the A52 here took over 20 seconds for the same 4K clip to render into a 720p video. After this, I also edited some photos in the Lightroom application. I chose a same photo taken from the iPhone 13 on both the phones, and in this photo editing contest, the iPhone 13 performed better. Yes, it did not only perform better in the Lightroom application, but after this, when I edited the same photos in the Snapseed applications on both the phones, the iPhone 13 was way faster than the Galaxy A52. I am not really disappointed in the Galaxy A52 because this is not something unexpected. The iPhone has a giant of a processor and it's just doing its job. Now after this test I also loaded some games on both the phones, and in all the games the iPhone 13 was as expected way fast. I fast forwarded some parts of this test to save your time. My focus was more on the results instead of how much time these phones take, because once you are using one of these phones, the amount of time consumed really doesn't matter. Your concern is to get the damn thing loaded.
See a way out. I've been stacking face down off canvases I painted. I just spent the rain day on shit I can't afford, but that's the price I pay for the memories I'm making. I've been going places, I've been shaking hands for a chance to really make it. This life is so abrasive, swear I almost gave it. All this shit I'm laying, it's only the foundation. I've been going crazy, just trying to find a way. I was in the basement, trying to turn the page. I was going through the phase, nobody see my face. I was chasing at the paper, been all for the ways, with everything again, ain't nothing left to lose. I've been breaking rules, I've been making moves, with everything to prove. Now it's going how I see it through my lens, but it's stuck in my head. I can't seem to get away from it. I went out of my way, I'm trying to feel the air again. I've lost somewhere in my head, I've been at it all on my own, holding tight to the pledge. I'm somewhere near the edge of wishing we never met. I'm scared of being without you, afraid no one ever know me. I'm at the edge, and I can't get us out of my head yet.
In terms of the RAM management, both phones perform equally well. iPhone kills one or two apps more than the A52, but overall, the RAM management doesn't have a huge difference here. The newer iPhones have a much better RAM management, and it can be seen here in all these speed tests. While the iPhone 13 completely makes the A52 bite the dust in the speed test, it does the same in the build department too. iPhone 13 is a phone built out of glass sandwiched inside an aluminum frame. It uses the latest Gorilla Glass protection on the front and back. The A52 is a plastic phone using a plastic frame and an older Gorilla Glass 5 for the protection. The A52 does have a modern looking display, and yes, it's a bigger display. The A52 does have a bigger battery of 4500 mAh too, compared to the 3250 mAh battery of the iPhone. Both phones have dual stereo speakers, but iPhone speakers are such a treat. In terms of charging, the A52 gets 15 watt charging and brings a charging brick inside the box. The iPhone 13 comes without a charger and supports only 20 watt fast charging. Let's compare the cameras now. I will quickly put the camera sensor details right here on the screen, and then we will take a look at the photo and the video samples. Starting it off with the rear camera video samples, the first thing to note here is the stability. iPhone's stability is unmatchable. The A52 stability isn't that good. No matter what resolution you are recording a video in, the stability on the iPhone is always going to be better. Resolution on both sides is good. iPhone captures slightly brighter and cooler videos. There's a warm tone in the videos of the Galaxy A52. Overall, the video is equally sharp on both the sides. I must say the Samsung A52 hasn't disappointed me. If it just had a better video stability, I would have considered it an equivalent of the iPhone 13 in terms of video recording capabilities. I'll catch you with the front camera videos in a while. Okay, this is the front 1080p at 30 frames per second video comparison between the iPhone 13 and the Samsung Galaxy A52. I am walking to give you guys an idea about the stability, and I will definitely show you the other resolution options on both the phones as well. And right now you guys have to be the judge for the video quality resolution. Let me know which phones video are you finding better, which phones voice recording quality is better, and if you are watching my channel for the very first time, make sure that you do not leave without hitting the subscribe button. Let me switch the resolution to 60 frames per second now. Okay, now you are looking at 1080p at 60 frames per second video recorded from the front cameras of both these smartphones. There is going to be a difference in the voice recording quality as well, and the stability is going to get hurt on the A52, mostly because the stability on the A52 is not so great. iPhone is really stable. I am really impressed with the performance of the iPhone 13 this time around, and after this I am going to switch to the front 4K resolution on both the cameras. Okay, this one is now 4K at 30 frames per second video from both the front cameras, and it looks better on the iPhone 13 once again, but obviously you guys are going to be the judge for this one like the previous videos. And as soon as this front camera video comparison ends, I'll take you to the other parts of this camera comparison. Let's go ahead and start that right now. Now the photo samples are right on your screen. These photo samples are in the resolutions in all the common modes. Details will be mentioned on your screen. Watch these samples, pause where you need to, and subscribe if you feel like my channel deserves 100k subscribers, and I'll catch you with the verdict in the end. Okay, time for the verdict. The night mode performance on both the phones is equally good. Yes, the iPhone brings more light into the images, and it also produces noise-free images, but A52's night mode is much better than its Android competitors. In fact, most Android smartphones cannot capture the night mode videos through the ultra-wide camera. The A52 and the A72 are among the only few Android devices that can capture ultra-wide night mode images. Front camera is a subjective choice, and you may go with the one that appeals you the more. Portrait mode on the iPhone is superb. But you must have noted that the A52's portrait mode comes really close to the iPhone. At some instances, the A52 offered better edge detection, but yeah, the A52 cannot compete with the depth effect of the iPhone. The iPhone has better video stability, as I mentioned earlier. It offers better video resolutions, has more versatile photography and videography options, and iPhone captures vibrant images with added saturation, especially when it comes to the red colors on the rear camera. And the original tone images come from the front camera, and you already saw its performance. It's a completely premium device, but it has its premium price tag too. The A52 is a mid-range, value for money product, and it put up a really nice fight against the iPhone 13 in the camera department. It just doesn't have a great video stability, and it doesn't have the 4K 60 frames per second for the front and the rear cameras. Otherwise, the video and photography options in this phone are good enough for the day-to-day usage. A52 takes acceptable images with cool tone. Its ultra-wide camera is not a disappointment like the ultra-wide cameras on the Xiaomi, Poco and the OnePlus phones. In the end, it comes down to your own pocket. If you have the iPhone's budget, go with it. No one's gonna stop you. If you have the A52's budget, go with it. You won't feel like you are missing out on something that only the iPhone offers. The A52 will definitely fulfill your day-to-day usage needs. Drop your own thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear you out. Hit the subscribe button and like this video. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.